the stream. Oh, this is not what I was looking to play. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. We can go over any support and resistance, stock chart trading techniques. More specifically, this one right here shows the way that the stock trades using a line graph. So instead of it being specific bars, it's lines. So the stock itself trades in this general direction, and you use support and resistance to determine which way the stock is going to go and whether or not it can continue moving higher or if it's going to fall to the downside. And you kind of do that with the way that you start down here towards the bottom and you bounce and you ride the momentum higher until you hit this ceiling point. This ceiling point is your resistance level. But if you use this to actually trade in the stock market, this is what's really going to help you, because you continue to trade using the support and resistance levels. It gives you the opportunity to actually make a solid trade. But something that is interesting is right here where this is circled. This is an area of what used to be resistance because it got rejected right here to the downside, fell, but then it continued to bounce. And when it made the bounce up to the upside, this resistance turned into support. And now that it's support, it rose higher. So that's why when trading, you use support and resistance to make simple trades, and it gives you the opportunity to trade higher. Now that the stock is trading higher, you can continue the momentum over this resistance line, which is now support. Because remember, if a stock holds above the line, it holds as support. So it holds higher, all right? But right here, where the stock looks like it's going to fall through, and it does, now that support is resistance. So right there, it's a simple resistance and support trading. We start at the beginning here, the stock runs up, falls down, runs up, hits the ceiling right here. This ceiling is the resistance point, but because it's resistance, it falls lower to the downside. Now when it falls to the downside, it gets some momentum and energy and some more buyers, and it pushes through that resistance. When it breaks through resistance where that circled area is, that's your key point to tell yourself, boom, that's when you buy into the trade. Right there is where you buy into the trade. When trading the stock market, you trade off of resistance and support. That's one of the key technicals. So right here is where you would enter into a trade, because that's the buying point, and it broke through because it had a strong enough amount of momentum and buyers. Now that you bought in, you ride the momentum and you sell when it gets to the top, take some off after it broke through resistance. Isn't the new peak at a new resistance? Yeah, so technically our next resistance point would be this line up here. So if I drew it in for you, it would be following that top line. So this was resistance, but because we broke above it and now tested it back down here, it's holding as support. Hey, what's up, Hannah? How's it going? So now this would be our new resistance area. The stock continued moving sideways, ran up a little bit, but then right here, I had it come back down and test that area of support, and it wasn't strong enough as support, so it fell back to the downside, broke below, and then it tried to retest here and got rejected. So that means that support is no longer support, it's resistance and confirmed resistance. Stock falls to the downside and falls lower. But you could look at it the other way, and I'm new to this. My friend tried to explain it to me yesterday. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, man. Stick around, check out some of my other videos. I kind of go into it a little bit more with actually how to trade. I did a full video using Robinhood, Robinhood's trading tutorial, which is like completely for free. I made a video on that showing just support and resistance, because that is one of the key techniques that when I started using that, and I use it still now today. And it's super easy with stocks. Like, you can trade off of big name stocks like your Apple, your Tesla, your Nvidia, or you can trade off of smaller names that are more like penny stocks or something a little bit cheaper, $5, $10, $15 names. But using support and resistance, I can show you another chart here, is really the real key in how to trade. And right here is another example. You take the candlestick bars that I drew here and you enter into a trade when you either see it gain momentum above this simple moving average line, which is this line I drew here, or you would take the break right here above resistance, and then once it broke through, you continue running up until you hit another wall of resistance and sell those shares. So you would make the profit from here to here, and then if you took the original trade and followed this simple moving average line, you would take the trade up to here as well. But it really all depends on what you're looking for. He only does Tesla options, uses support resistance method, and he's made millions. Has lost millions also. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely lose them. Options is very, very risky. Obviously, you can make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money. It's just one of those things. I mean, it's a great opportunity to make money quick, but you can also lose that money very, very fast. It's you got to deal with the deltas and a lot of the Greeks, as they call them, which are just different levels, or not levels, but just different things that trade. And with the way that the stock trades, it affects the Greeks, which also affects the outcome of how much money you can make in your options contract. So it is important to kind of understand the contracts and everything. I don't trade contracts. I have traded a couple contracts in the past, but I just normally trade individual stocks, because what I like to do is just take a look at the stock and say to myself, all right, a stock just opened up at 9:30 in the morning, and that stock at 9:30 in the morning is trading above this simple moving average line. This line right here is our simple moving average, and if it can hold above that simple moving average line, then that's at least one indicator. My next indicator would be checking my RSI, which is my volume. My third indicator would be my resistance and my support. So right here, you can see that the stock starts here. Let's say I take an entry at the first candlestick. So my first entry at this first candlestick is here. I ride it up till I hit this first wall of resistance. 2 candlesticks flushing to the downside. So I would probably say, all right, it's still holding above this simple moving average line, but it hasn't broken above this resistance. But we come back up the next candlestick, we retest this area. That's when I say to myself, if we can break through, we let it ride. If it fall back down, or if it fell back down to the downside, then I would be like, all right, we're completely out of this trade. We're done here. We can't go any further with this one. But to our luck, and with using some other technicals, and let's say this was a legitimate trade, the stock did push higher and broke through right there at that resistance point. And once it broke through resistance, that turned into support. But it wasn't a good support because it ran up, tested another area of resistance, but then fell back down. And instead of the stock holding up right here as support, it didn't. It fell lower. On Tesla, he looks at 270, 240, 220, 170. Yeah, your guy knows what's up. The 270 mark is definitely an interesting one. And then it was trading 270. It broke today. It ran up past 270. And then it fell back down today to like 250. I took a trade in it. I ran 260 was my entry point on Tesla 2 days ago. I ran from 260 and then I sold out up around 278. So it was about an $18 profit per share. I don't understand why. It is places where he historically switches between support. Yeah, it is. And is resistance and support the same for everyone, or we just know where you personally bought and is resistance and support the same for everyone, or just where you personally bought and sold? Support and resistance, if you like look at it at a longer term chart, most of the time, like if your buddy and I kind of sat next to each other and we're like, hey, like, let's look at this exact chart side by side next to each other, we would probably see some of the same exact areas of support and resistance based on just what we see. Obviously, you can really nitpick and say, no, it's 272 instead of 270. But for the most part, I would say your buddy and I could sit next to each other, both pick out support and resistance areas that we at least see from the naked eye. And then also, yes, there are probably support and resistance that he may see better that he's traded off of in the past, which he can just see now looking at it. Boom, I know these are areas that I've seen in the past, how they trade, what type of opportunities there are with it. But with Tesla, it's such a volatile name that the other day it literally opened up at like 255. I jumped in at 260. It ran almost to 280, came back down. Today is now back down to 247. So you're talking about a stock that moves $20, $30 within a couple days or a day. So that's why Tesla is very, very volatile, because when you see it break through that 270 mark, when I see it break through 270, I know damn well I'm going to enter into that trade, or at least potentially looking at entering into it, because that 270 mark will give me at least 280 to 285, which is a $10 profit. Throw in 50 shares at 270 or however many shares you want to do. Take your risk and figure out your risk or reward right there, and take, all right, 270, you run up to 280, you take some shares off, or 278, whatever that first resistance level is, and then you let the rest ride. It runs up to 285, take some more off, 290. That's what you got to do. So looking at a 270 or even 240, 220, I don't know about the 170. That hasn't gone below 200 in a while, but definitely 220 is another one that I've heard of. Just because when you look at it, how do you know all this? Because it is really cool to learn. So I could pull up a stock chart just real quick. Oh, I'll pull up Tesla. If you guys are really interested in just looking at it, because it really, at the end of the day, once you see support and resistance, it kind of changes the way that you want to take trades. So let me pull this chart up here for you guys. If you guys are really interested into it, I can definitely help you guys out here. Just taking a look at the stock. So let me pull this out for you guys. We're looking at a short term of VU right now. So let me pull up the 1 day chart of we're doing Tesla, right? Can you guys see this pretty well? You guys can kind of see. Okay, so let's see. I just want to make sure you guys can see exactly what I can see. So I'm going to take my horizontal drawing tool, so I can draw out. Actually, I don't want to draw that there. Hold on one sec. This isn't my normal trading platform, but we can. This will at least do the trick. So right here, 270. This is our first price point that your buddy talked about. So right here, I'm gonna draw the line at 270, and let me show you what I'm looking at here. What is the? Oh, it's horizontal line. Okay, boom. 270. That is 270. Now, right here, just looking at it, it's almost like perfectly drawn out where we've seen resistance and support in the past. Resistance was touched. Now, this is on the 1 day chart, so every one of these candlesticks represents 1 day. But you can see right here, 270 was tested, it ran up, 270 was tested, fell lower. 270 was tested here, fell lower. 270 was tested here, fell lower. 270 broke through here, and when it broke through here, that was the key breaking point. And when it broke through, because we haven't seen 270, again, tested here, 270, tested here, 270, tested here, 270 broke here, fell back below. 270 has been tested for over the past 2 years almost, because of the fact that it was tested this many times. As a trader looking at the longer term of a chart, you say to yourself, 270 break, you're almost guaranteeing this stock to run to $300. I would have bet money on it if it ran past 270 and held, because look at here, it broke 270 here, but it couldn't hold. It broke back down below. Again, we have to wait till it actually breaks, and once it broke and then tested the next day candle, moved higher. Our third day, by time our third day, we were moving from $300 all the way up to $330. That was the last indicator to tell us, boom, that was our huge run up that we had. Now, we tested 270 back here when we had this massive pullback. 270 was not able to hold. We tried to hold here on the 1 day. Look at it, made a little bounce at 270 to 268. It bounced here on the next candlestick where this green one is, but then look at it didn't hold. There wasn't enough strength, so that support turned back into resistance. Now, we did break above 270 just the other day for a quick second, fluttered back down. Now we're trading basically around that 270 area at this candlestick right now. This is the day chart. If you move it into a shorter time frame, that'll give you obviously a different look to it, but There's that 270 at a shorter term time frame. Each candlestick is an hour. So this is the past about about week that we're looking at right now, and you can see that 270 was tested multiple times and hovered near that area. So if we can hold above 270, and now at a shorter time frame, I look, boom, what's the next area you see right here? I can tell you another area that on a shorter term, if I'm making a day trade on a couple hours on an hour time frame chart, right now I'm looking at a pattern that I can see right now of resistance that it's touched once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And I'll show you right here, taking this tool, putting this out right about here. This was tested multiple times. And what is this area? This is 285. Coincidence? I think not. 270, 285, 300 areas that this is again a shorter term time frame, but areas that are tested multiple times. You can see here that it was tested, tried to break above, fell back below, tested, tried to break above, fell back below, tested multiple times here and could not break above that 285 area. If we get a break above 285, what's the next area that we see? According to our technical, our next area would be probably closer to this $300 area, and so that's a good $285 to $300 run. But if we took the original entry at 270, let it run from 270, took off some shares at 285, took some profit, then 285 profit, we then let the rest run till 290, 300. And this is again on a shorter time frame, but it's the same idea with the 270 idea. You can look at 270, you can look at anything like that. But any one of those numbers just represents how the stock trades. So hopefully that was explained. I don't even know if you guys are still in it right now. But for the most part, that's kind of what I look for, is just the way that the stock is. If there's a lot of candlesticks that don't break above, so if it doesn't break and hold, you don't buy. If it does, then you buy. Yes, that's one factor, support and resistance, as to whether or not you can buy. You can also look at the RSI, which is like the overall volume of it. You can look at if there's any factors, including if the overall market is green or red. But yes, to your point, if a stock is able to break above 270 and then either comes back down to 270 and then bounces and holds above it, or just breaks 270 and then runs, that's a good indication that you're going to want to buy it. There's enough volume that it was able, and enough buyers that you were able to buy into it, push higher through resistance, and then hold above that resistance and continue to run. It doesn't happen all the time. You can see it break above 270, run to 275, and then fall right back below to 250 and completely crash, because it's Tesla. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of traders into it, so it fluctuates. It's not as smooth trading. But if you were to take a stock like Apple's a slower trading stock, you're talking about only a couple dollars that it moves throughout the day. You're talking about Tesla, it moves 15, 20 bucks potentially in a couple hours. So it's very, very volatile, very risky. When I look at when to sell, on the flip side, it would be basically the resistance point. I always say, if I'm going to go in, let's say go in with, I'm just throwing out 100 shares of Tesla at $270. Looking at that chart, 100 shares of Tesla at 270, I would want to take my first round of profits between 277 to 280. And my first round of profits is normally 25% to 50%. So if I can take out 25% of my shares at 50%, which is 25 to 50 in this scenario because it's 100 shares, then I'm stuck with, let's put it at my 75 shares. So I have 75 shares left. Average price of 270, it's trading around 278 now. If it can break 280, great. I let the rest ride until maybe that 285 point. I check and see where that next resistance area is. If that area is again tested around 285, I'm like, look, I'm up $15 per share at this point. I also broke through one resistance area and held above it. Let me take another 25 to 50 shares off. So I always go in increments to make it even. I always go in like quarters. If I have 10 shares, I normally take off anywhere from 3 to 5 on the first one, and then another 3 to 5 on the second resistance. But if a stock breaks through that 270 resistance, I buy in at 270, it runs to 278, and I take only 50% off. So I take my 50 shares off, but then the stock all of a sudden drops back down. I watch to see how it trades back at that 270. And if it hovers around 270 and holds above and starts to run back up, then I know I did my due diligence and I knew 270 is a good area of support. But if I bought at that 270, it ran up to 278, I sold those 50 shares, and then it fell back down and then tested 270 and didn't hold 270, then I got to have my stop loss area. And you have to have a point when you can tell yourself, all right, I have to be out of this. I can't mess around anymore. I can't just hope it goes back up, because Tesla could go to 200, I could go to 170, and I could be down 50 shares, $50. And I'm not looking to do that. And you can't just let the shares just ride and hope that it goes back up. I mean, you can, but you'll be stuck bag holding for who knows how long, and it's Tesla. So my stop loss would have been, if I took my profits at 278, that's $8 of profit per share. So I made $8 of profit per share in 50 shares. I still have 50 shares left though, and it comes back down to that 270 point. I would look to see if there's any other support. That'd be the first thing I would do. Any other support? Why is it coming back down? Is there negative? Is there overall volume or overall negativity in the stock market pushing everything down? And if that's the case, then I'm just a bad day to trade. Just a bad opportunity. You can't trade a tech stock when the tech market is down. It's not going to happen. You may get a good one once in a while, but it doesn't normally happen. So if the overall market's pushing it down, then I might tell myself, look, it's not Tesla, it's not the actual technicals, it's just the overall market's down. I got to get out of this. So I would probably put a 265 to 270 range, somewhere in there. And depending on, there would be factors I would look into it based on volume, based on what time of the day it is. Is it 10:30 in the morning and volume's dying down? Or is it 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're starting to see that afternoon rally happen? So it depends on the time of day. It depends on the stock, the way that it's been trading. But for the most part, let's say I enter in at 270 and it runs to 278 or 280. I take those 50 shares off. It comes back down to that 270 area, and it looks like it's going to break below 270. It's not going to hold. Maybe take another 25 shares off or close the position at a whole. So at least I broke even on those 50 shares, and then I made a profit on the other 50. Or take the risk and see if it holds. And if it flushes below, drops to 267, watch it around that 265 area. And if 265 is my I'm done, I'm selling, I cannot stay in this any longer, get out. Because look, I took $5 loss on 50 shares, but I took an $8 gain on 50 shares. At the end of the day, it's still a win, it's still a profit. Even though I took a loss on some of those shares, I took a win on those other shares. So at the end of the day, in my portfolio, it will cancel out. Not a problem, man. I appreciate talking to you guys. Like, it's been great. Hopefully I made sense. I kind of rambled there for a little bit. I know there's probably a lot. It's kind of harder to explain on this, but yeah, I definitely think that you guys should check out some of my videos too. I do appreciate any of the support on that. But the one video with the Robinhood, I think it was the Robinhood video I went through, and it was a longer video, but I went through and basically described how the candlesticks work, how to specifically trade using RSI, which is your volume and buying and selling pressure, and then overall resistance and support, and then there's a couple other factors. But that is, I took a trading course and I spent $450 on it, and it was the best trading course of my life. And when I purchased that, I was able to take that and make more than $450. So I always tell people that if you're looking to learn a new skill or something, I mean, I'm putting all this information out here for free, but if you're looking to do it, just do it. Because in my mind, I was like, look, 450 bucks is a good amount of money for potentially a scam, right? Like, there's a lot of scams out there. But at the end of the day, that 450 bucks, I made more than 450. It took an initial investment, but to me, it was worth in the long run. But I mean, like I said, there's a lot of opportunities out there. It's a lot of fun. It's fun to trade. But yeah, if you guys want to sub and stick around and check out my TikTok, check out my YouTube videos and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys post or anything like that, but I definitely can give you guys the Stamp Guy and Hannah White. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys sticking around. If you guys have any other questions, I mean, I'll be here for a little bit longer. I haven't streamed on YouTube in a while, but stamp collector. Oh, this is sick. Oh, this is really cool. I never see, like, I would have never guessed that this is like a niche. Like, that never would have. I'm gonna be honest, like, this is really cool, but I never would have Yeah, I'll definitely subscribe. That's sick, dude. Huh. See, like, never would have known that the stamps are, there's like a whole like community with collecting stamps. That's really cool. Yeah, no, I just subbed, so I'll check out a couple videos. But yeah, if you guys got any other questions or anything like that, I mean, I'll be here for a little bit longer, but hopefully that was somewhat helpful. But yeah, market's gonna be down tomorrow. It's gonna be quite an ugly day. Pre-market futures are already down 800 points, so it's not gonna be good, but we'll see if there's any trades we could take potentially in the morning. I normally look for trades around anywhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, and then once 9 o'clock hits, 9:15, especially if I'm taking a trade, I normally have a trade planned by then, and if not, then I'm not taking a trade. I may not take a trade tomorrow, it may not happen that way, but if I do take a trade, then I'll normally know by around 9:15, 9:20 at least. But I definitely think I want to add a little bit more VU. VU and VUJ are both down quite a bit. I mean, everything's down, but those Vanguard funds are down quite a bit right now, and I was looking at those earlier. I mean, VU dropped below $500, which it was $560 at its peak. $565 on February 19th before this whole entire crash happened, or pullback rather, not a crash yet. But after tomorrow, it may be considered a crash, but I want to watch one of these videos. These are kind of cool. You actually get some good views too. You're getting a couple thousand views in these. The thumbnails are pretty clean too. I do like those. I'm trying to get like my thumbnails a little bit like cleaner looking and like actually like, I don't even know if you're still in here, but these thumbnails are straight to the point. Like they're cleanly made. They look pretty simple to like put together too. Oh, I forgot about Hannah too. Hannah, do you have a YouTube channel or anything, or are you just hanging out with us? Because that's cool too. But Hannah White. Who is this? Oh, traveling. This is not. Huh. I don't think so, but okay, there we go. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions on here, I'm definitely gonna check out your stamp videos if you're still on here. But pre-market futures are down quite a bit. It was kind of an alright day today. Tomorrow's gonna be a rough day. I think we're gonna invest more into some Vanguard funds. We're gonna go a little bit longer term with some of our plays. You do edit. What's your? You put stuff on Hannah White. There's another Hannah White on YouTube that is. Oh, when you were younger. Oh, nice. That's sweet. Yeah, I've been trying to edit my most recent YouTube video. I spent a good amount of time editing on, but it's such a pain to go through and edit, and with like trading and then going through and editing, it's a very tedious process, but it's fun to do. I mean, it keeps me busy, but it's definitely props to anybody who does that full time too. That just edits videos and stuff like that and does that type of content. Okay. What's up, guys? You guys got any questions or anything like that? We can go over it. Any type of stock questions, anything. Like, I think I have 2 videos, but I edit my little brother's videos. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. What kind of videos does he make? Is he, like, on YouTube and stuff like that? Or does he just do, like, TikToks or something? Or it's so interesting to, like, see what other people, like, post or edit or do with their content. Oh, this video is is doing pretty well. This is the one, 780, so it must be this one. That Newsmax video is doing pretty well. Yeah, guys, you guys got any questions or anything like that? We can go over any stocks, anything at all. Yes, but not they're not posted yet. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy editing YouTube videos. Stock trading is obviously like my big thing. But I do enjoy, like, if you check out my most recent YouTube video, um, I do like quick edits, try and make it entertaining for people, and I think that that's what grabs the attention of the audience. But I'm getting more video views with shorts and YouTube shorts that literally I'm just making a 20-minute long video, and then I'm cutting up the YouTube shorts and putting those on YouTube and getting 100 times X what I'm doing in the YouTube video. The YouTube video will get 100 views, and I'll be getting thousands of views in the YouTube short. So at the end of the day, I'm like, is it worth it for me posting full long videos if these YouTube shorts are literally the only thing that are getting views? But I guess at the end of the day, I wouldn't be getting the shorts unless I made the full-on YouTube video. So I feel like my thing is just make the full YouTube video, cut up a bunch of shorts, post the shorts, hope that the shorts gain attraction of people that can follow and find the longer form YouTube videos. I trade stamps for a living, but I want to get into stocks. I have quite a bit I bought, but I don't sell. Only Motley Fool recommendations. Oh, Motley Fool. Okay, nice. Subscribe to that Market Watch newsletter and the Daily Brew, I think it is. They're good newsletters that I read every morning when I get into the office, and or Morning Brew, not Daily Brew. That's the Daily Wire. Morning Brew is a good one that kind of like just talks about the overall market, kind of just like top uh top like events and trending like topics that are happening in the world, and kind of just something to kind of jumpstart you. And I always start with that, and then from there I kind of go through and I see, is today like something that, if I find something that could be potentially worth trading. Like, I don't try and trade every day. It's very hard to while I'm also working, so I kind of have to balance it both. But I think to myself, all right, if I can at least look to potentially make one trade or two trades that day, or even make, all right, let's put 5 trades for the week. Make 2 this day, take tomorrow off, make a couple the next day. So that's how I kind of just go through, and I'm like, all right, maybe I take trades today, maybe I don't. Maybe I just make a YouTube video and try and post some stuff on social media. So do you record your videos vertically then? No, I don't. I record, it's a pain in the ass. I record using OBS. Like, if you check out my videos, I'll record my stock trading platform through OBS, and then I have my camera with my actual face cam, and then I'll take the camera footage, put it into the computer, and then have that as a horizontal like camera in the corner while I go through the YouTube video. I edit the whole thing in Premiere Pro as a YouTube video, right? Export it, upload it to YouTube. After it's uploaded to YouTube, I go back, make a copy of the Premiere Pro, and change the sequence from 1920 by 1080p to 1080 by 1920. When you change it to 1080 by 1920, it screws up the whole entire sequence. I haven't found a better way to do this unless you know, but I haven't found a better way. So once it changes the sequence to 1080 by 1920, everything changes vertically to TikTok, and then I have to go through and make edits because everything is cropped. So I go through, I put a generic background so at least it covers the whole thing, and then I have to move my face cam around, and then I go through and do captions on there. I try to chop mine into shorts, but it doesn't work vertically because I use a lot of slides. Yeah, exactly. You can't, I've had that problem too, is I gotta either only do small clips of the video where I just am literally showing just the stock screen, like a trading platform, and me. Like, I normally throw like graphics and stuff up too, and it gets so freaking confused because I have like graphics that I have like moving with the motion and everything like that, and like all my time frames and everything are messed up, and then the audio gets screwed up because I forget to cut that too. So it's just, I use CapCut for both long and short. Yeah, I used CapCut for a little bit. I just use Premiere Pro because I have like, once I record it on OBS, I'm recording like a 15-minute video, and then I chop it down to about 7, 8, 9 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And then I'll go through after and say, all right, then these videos I can cut vertically by doing the sequence 1080p by 1920. Yeah, same problems. Yeah, dude, it's just a pain. I mean, I wish there was an easier way. Captions, though, if you need a good app that does captions, I can't close out of this, can I? I don't even know what the name of the app is. There's an app I use that's for free that I use for the captions. So after I make the vertical video, I gotta put the kids to bed, but I'll be checking out. Yeah, man, I appreciate you stopping by. It was really nice to meet you, man. I'll definitely check out some of your videos too. Really curious on how that all works. But yeah, man, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night, man. But yeah, basically the videos after I put them in vertically and everything like that, I throw them in with captions and then I'll upload them. And I get, like I said, more views with the shorts. So I'm trying to tell myself, should I keep on going with the longer form? I kind of have to because those are where the shorts are coming from, but I'm just not getting the views. But yeah, I just kind of went on a tangent there, a little bit of a rant. But I mean, if you guys have any questions or anything like that related to investing or posting on social media or stock market investment advice, like anything at all, we can go through it. It's been a pretty good stream though so far. We started with a good amount of people. Kind of slowed down a little bit now, but we're clicking away. But yeah, I probably am gonna head out of here soon too. It's getting a little late, and I got a couple other things I gotta do before I go and get ready for bed. So I definitely I do have to make one more short too, which I'm probably gonna post. But if you guys are new here, I kind of do the same thing on TikTok, but I quit on TikTok because everything going on with TikTok. Yeah, it's a pain with TikTok, like the potential ban, and now it may be banned again because the whole like they got to bring it back and um, basically bring it back to the table and figure out what they're actually going to do with it. That's going to be a whole new thing. So I think that if TikTok does at least if it does get banned this time, which I doubt it will, they'll probably come up with something for another longer term time frame, and they'll push it off to later. But hopefully, they could just resolve this issue. And I mean, I personally like the idea of TikTok. I mean, I use it quite a bit. I use it for my personal like posting purposes, but I also use it for information that I gather from people out in the world. So like to me, I think it's a really really valuable tool, and I think that a lot of people use it. I mean, it's something that I feel like I'm not addicted to. I use it more and I'm sitting in there more with editing videos than I am actually watching videos. So there's that aspect of it, but with that being said, I mean it's fun to use. It's entertaining. I don't think they'll get rid of it, but I definitely think they're gonna come out with another scare, and it's gonna be one of those things where we gotta figure out what's gonna happen with it. But I don't know. But yeah, I would definitely check out your channel for sure. All right, thanks. I appreciate it, Hannah. Yeah, definitely check out the channel. I appreciate any of the support or anything you do on there. But yeah, definitely stick around, check out some of my videos, some of the trading videos. I mean, I post a lot of videos on trading, but long-term investing, going through just different types of investments and kind of just stuff that can help you with your financial success and everything like that. But I definitely think that it'd be worth your while kind of just checking out some of the videos. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we could go over here. I'm probably gonna end the stream here soon. Just because we've been live for about 45 minutes now, so it's a pretty good. I mean, some people stream for hours though. It's kind of crazy. Oh, where are you guys located? The storm, we were getting hail earlier. Well, it was actually freezing rain, and then it turned to hail. And then after the hail came through, it's just been raining nonstop. But it's going to jump from 40 degrees to 75 tomorrow. Like, it literally was like 30 something earlier, jumped up to 40. It's going to be 70, I think 74, 75 tomorrow. We literally had like freezing rain and like snow earlier. It was crazy. Are you guys out? I know Missouri was getting it bad, like the Midwest and stuff like that. I was checking earlier. Um, be safe out there. But yeah, I did see um, that the Midwest was getting like the bad storm is coming across. I think that there's like two separate systems right now. We're getting the front end. I'm over on the East Coast. Yeah, that's a gnarly looking storm. I mean, that's stretching all the way from Texas, Louisiana, all the way up to the Great Lakes. So, yeah, that's a bad one. Brownsburg? I don't know where that is. Brownsburg. Oh, Indiana. Oh, jeez, yeah, you're definitely getting... Oh, it's 61. It was 81 there today? Holy. Wow. Tornado watch remains in effect till 11 p.m. this evening for the following Indiana. Wow. That's scary. Where's Brownsburg? Is this... Oh, you're right outside of Indianapolis. Oh, Brownsburg's actually pretty big. Oh, dang. Yeah, no, that's a pretty big... Huh. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I know where Avon is. I feel like I've heard of that. Yeah, you're right outside of Indianapolis. Nice. Well, stay safe out there, because that is very scary. Brownsburg tornado damage, building collapses, Indiana. This was 34 minutes ago. Rips through, sirens rain. That's going to be one of the scariest things, hearing one of those sirens. Where we are, we don't get tornadoes, but what is this? Yeah, where we live, we don't get tornadoes, but the tornadoes that you guys are getting out there are probably pretty gnarly according to these videos. I mean, it looks like they're pretty bad at least. Hey, what's up, man? Welcome back. Yeah, Indiana's kind of in the thick of it, it looks like. It's going across through Cincinnati. I mean, it's pouring out right now. But tornadoes are definitely... We get snowstorms. That's about it. That is crazy. No, I was just taking a look at the area and everything like that. How many people are in this warehouse and the whole top of the warehouse ripped off? Oh, was that that? Yeah, that might have been what I just saw. This building looked like it just... The whole freaking thing just... Building collapses, Indiana. I don't know if this is the same one. But... Oh, shoot. I keep on getting all these ads. But, yeah. That is scary. Warehouse just ripped off, yeah. Owasso tornado damage. The Owasso area has damaged Whirlpool plant and multiple semi-trailers along Highway 75. The Whirlpool plant in Owasso, Oklahoma. Oh, it's in Oklahoma. Are you guys close to Oklahoma? Indiana's always been a state where I never knew anybody that, Oh, sorry, talk to text. Oh, you're good. I don't think I met anybody from Indiana ever before. Okay, so you're just above Kentucky, yeah. I've never really been to the Midwest. I've been west, but never to the Midwest, and never to hang out there. But, alright guys, well, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna end the stream here. It's been about 45 minutes. Thanks again for stopping by. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you guys later on, alright?